Let us discuss about some other legal aspects. Assignment. Assignment is transfer of an individual's right or property to another person. For example, a wage assignment is like the employer will withhold the salary of a person. Courts sometimes issue these wage assignments. So a person has not paid tax, and now the income tax authority wants to recover the pending dues tax from the person. So they can approach court, and court will give an assignment, wage assignment. So the employer, the company where that person is working, will withhold his salary. In such a case, the amount will be automatically subtracted from the worker's salary. So that is an example of assignment. Another assignment is mortgage assignment, where a mortgage deed gives a bank an interest in the mortgage property in return for payments received. Okay, so that is assignment. The only question you have to be prepared here is what is assignment. Give some examples. Then there's something called mandate. Mandate is it's a judicial command issued by a court directing the proper officer to enforce a judgment, sentence, or decree. Usually we see this in banking, where customers give mandate to bank. For example, a written instruction will be given by a customer asking the bank to make a regular payment from their account to pay loan installments. So every month the customer need not go and pay cash at the cash counter for the installment, because it's, say for example, housing loan 120 EMIs. So for 120 months, 10 years, every month he can't go and pay the installment. So instead the customer will give a mandate to the bank. So bank will automatically debit the EMI amount every month from the account and pay to the loan. There's something called account mandate. It's also known as the account signing authority. So account mandate will set out who can use the account, sign checks on behalf of the account holder. Okay. So the questions you need to be prepared are: what is a mandate? Give some examples of mandate in banking, and what is account mandate. Then say there are some other legal terms you need to be aware of. Title deed. Title deed is the purchase, sale or transfer of real property such as land and buildings will be accomplished through a deed and a title. Will, we have seen what is a will. It's a declaration by a person known as a testator, and he names one person or one or more persons on his behalf to own or manage his property after his death. Patta, you must have heard this patta. So if you own a piece of government land, a land which is vacant, then government will issue a legal document as a proof of ownership of that land. That document is known as patta. But government issues patta only for those properties which are in use. For example, if there is a land that is unproductive, you can't get patta for it. You'll get the document only if there is a house or building on it. Another term is novation. Novation agreement is used to transfer a debt from one company or one party to another. Usually you see this when a business is sold and the new person, the purchaser, he'll take on the liabilities of the earlier company. Right? That is novation. Then you cannot transfer immovable property to GPA or will. That we already discussed. The only valid mode of transfer of title in case of immovable properties is to a registered sale deed. And there are some other legal terms which we shall discuss later, such as agreement to sale, negotiable instruments act, check bouncing, money lenders act. We'll discuss later. So in this chapter we'll discuss the questions you have to be prepared are: what is title deed, what is will, what is patta, can you get patta for a land that is lying vacant and unproductive? No. What is novation agreement? Can transfer of immovable property title be done with GP or will? No. What is the only valid mode of transfer of title in immovable property? Is a registered sale deed.